Yuka summoned Mahoraga against Nobara, and we got to see Nobara's godlike divine technique, but seeing Mahoraga actually be summoned, literally what we've been talking about in the past 3 videos, it actually happened. Mahoraga is here, the divine general, and by a death binding vow, so even stronger than the one that we saw in Shinjuku, is fighting Nobara against his godlike angelic technique. I mean, this is beyond crazy, and also we had confirmation as to how strong Yuji is as well, probably one of the craziest chapters of all time. Without further ado, let's just start. Please leave a like on the video, it helps out so much, thank you very much, and of course subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality JJK Modulo content like this. I promise you, you won't regret it. Let's just start on the video. I mean, yeah, Mahoraga was actually summoned. This is beyond crazy and exactly what we were talking about before. I mean, if you remember in my recent 2 videos, we have been talking relentlessly that Yuka does probably have Mahoraga, and it is true, I was not expecting him to be summoned this very chapter. I mean, just seeing her fall down from the plane and Mahoraga being summoned is pure hype. I mean, hype beyond hype. We see that as she's falling down from the plane, she summons him and falls into the shadow, and Mahoraga is there in his full glory. And seeing Mahoraga in Yuji's art style, which I want to say Yuji's art style more and more has been looking even closer to GEGE's during Shinjuku, which is a big plus. It is always very good to see that. And honestly, Nobara just being the monster that he is right now, using his light technique, which looks divine, just absolutely divine, where he goes into the sky and he shoots these light beams right down at Mahoraga and slices him up, but it doesn't kill Mahoraga, and Mahoraga is very injured. So right here, of course, scaling Nobara bare minimum Sukuna and Gojo's level, as I've been talking about relentlessly, but the fact that he's able to destroy Mahoraga that easily, not kill, but actually destroy. I mean, he did technically kill Mahoraga, but Mahoraga is just adapting and coming back, but doing that much damage to Mahoraga instantly and that fast, like, dare I say, this guy easily is Sukuna and Gojo's level, like I've been saying, but honest to God, he might just surpass it as well, considering just what a showing it was that we saw from him. But more than anything, Yuka actually having Mahoraga, like, again, I've been talking about this in my 2 videos, but I always banked on Rika being the biggest possibility, Mahoraga and Rika being the second biggest possibility, and Mahoraga alone being the third possibility, and it seems like the third choice came true, and it is just a treat to see. I mean, absolutely amazing. And as for where I think all of this is going, first of all, as it was said by the narrator in this chapter, for the first time ever, Mahoraga has begun to adapt to alien techniques, or however you say it, techniques, which is absolutely wild. And even the way it's drawn, even the way the narrator's box is drawn, it is all insane to me. Nobara looking down on Mahoraga like he's nothing, destroying him completely. I mean, this just looks like an unfair fight. The only chance for Mahoraga is, honest to God, if he could just adapt quick enough. That's the only chance he has. We do see at the end of the chapter that he has begun to adapt, just like the narrator says, but we see that the wheel is making a sound and it is beginning to turn. Just as we saw in the Gojo fight, he is going to start adapting to his technique. Now, how many spins it's going to take for him to adapt to Nobara's technique, we don't know, because it depends on the complexity of Nobara's technique. Nobara's technique may just simply be light manipulation, and if that's all Mahoraga has to adapt to, it's going to be a piece of cake. He's going to adapt to it in no time, but it depends on if it's something more complicated than that, because yes, what we're seeing in this chapter was him using light beams, but his technique may be far more complicated than simple light manipulation, and it may go into something further, and if it is a complex technique like Gojo's, or even more complicated considering it comes from an alien planet, then that is going to take even more time to adapt to, which is crazy. And as for what the binding vow is, I do wonder what this binding vow was. Definitely something to make Mahoraga stronger, as Tsurugi did say in the previous chapter that yes, Yuka did make a binding vow, and whatever it is going to make him stronger. And it is really cool that we got to see Mei Mei in this chapter as well. We don't have the full dialogues yet as I'm recording, but I will pin a comment or post in the comments down below once we have the full dialogue. But yes, there is a lengthy conversation between Mei Mei and Nobara, and it seems like Mei Mei, of course, incredibly old. Who knows how old she is, like at least over 90. I don't know how she survived this long, possibly connected to her and Uui taking over the new Shadow Style school, so they may have used the same technique that the previous head of New Shadow Style clan did, which is siphoning the life force of people who use Simple Domain, New Shadow Style, who are contracted to them. So Mei Mei may be doing that, and that's how she lives so long. But there are 3 of her children, one of which looking like Mei Mei, and one of which looking like Uui, which is a pretty horrific thing to consider, that it might mean that Uui and Mei Mei's children or grandchildren might be here right now, and I don't even want to talk about the implications of that, considering the age difference between Uui and Mei Mei, and also the fact that they're brothers and sisters biologically, which is all crazy to me. me. And of course, all of this does nothing but further scale Yuji, because even with a binding vow death amped Mahoraga, they only consider that hope against Dabura. Like I've been saying in my previous videos that are all just keep proven to be true more and more of each video, that yes, Yuka has Mahoraga, it seems like Yuji truly is the monster that I have been trying to say he is for the past 3 months. Because Mahoraga amped by a death binding vow is only hope, whereas Prime Yuji is considered a great chance. Like, they consider Prime Yuji much more of a bet and much stronger, it seems like, than even Mahoraga amped by a death binding, which isn't surprising considering he's immortal, he's in his prime that he's retained, he is over 80 years old in his peak condition, with Sukuna's technique, with blood manipulation, top 5 potential in every way. I'm not going to get into that now, like I've done that in so many videos, but the point is, yes, it does seem like this chapter further confirms that Yuji is an absolute beast, because they see this Mahoraga, stronger than normal by the way, like I keep saying, as a second to current Yuji, just a mere secondary option, and that's all. So who knows how strong Yuji is right now, honest to god, something just ridiculous. And of course we had a very emotional chapter as well, an emotional roller coaster, Yuka crying, everyone crying as she says goodbye, and honestly just an absolutely insane panel where she jumps out of the plane backwards, summons Mahoraga mid-throw, I'm showing this page I hope, and then proceeds to fall into the shadow as Mahoraga falls on top of her. So it does seem like this is a smart idea, that Mahoraga isn't going to kill her first, although it doesn't really matter if he kills her first or not, but she's hiding in the shadow while Mahoraga comes out and fights on top, so Mahoraga is not going to be focused on her. I do wonder if this is tied to the binding vow, where maybe as she goes into the shadow she's sacrificing her life and dying as she goes out, so she may never come out of that shadow in exchange for Mahoraga being way stronger. So it could be possible she's already dead, though I doubt it for narrative reasons. But yes, Mahoraga is focused right now on Dabura, and it is just insane to see Mahoraga in real time right here. It's just wild to me. It's so unbelievably crazy. As for where I think this is all gonna go, of course, like I've been saying, Yuji is gonna show up, and I think Yuji is gonna basically parallel Sukuna like he did in Shibuya, where he's going to save Yuka, heal her with his reverse curse tech that he should honestly be able to use on other people by now, especially considering Sukuna used it in his body, and his reverse curse technique is better because ever since he ate his brothers, he's now got the physiology of a death painting, which was confirmed multiple times. But more importantly than that, I just think it would be a beautiful parallel where Yuji comes in, one-shots Mahoraga, then beats Dabura at the same time and saves Yuka in that way. I think it would just be so fitting considering this is the previous MC and also the constant foreshadowing and relentless hype that we've been getting for Yuji. It wouldn't make any sense if he just doesn't show up, or if he does show up and does nothing. After everything that's been foreshadowed and said again and again, he's got to show up and do something crazy. That I am sure of. But please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, it helps out so much. Thank you very much, and of course subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality JJK content just like this. As we're going into the final stretch of Modulo, I will be covering this non-stop, so if you love JJK Modulo, honest to god, you will not regret subscribing. That's all from me. Have a great day and take care.